Apple has always been a trendsetter in the smartphone industry, but with the introduction of the iPhone 16e, things have taken an unexpected turn. If you thought Apple's lineup couldn't get more confusing, think again. This device seems like a blend of old and new, leaving many users scratching their heads. So, let's dive into this unboxing and see what exactly the iPhone 16e has to offer. Unboxing the iPhone 16e, a familiar package. Right out of the box, the iPhone 16e doesn't feel very different from previous models. The packaging is typical Apple, minimalist, clean, and elegant. However, a quick glance at the box reveals something missing. The dynamic island is nowhere to be seen on the packaging image. This already hints that Apple has taken a different approach with this model. As we remove the lid, we find the usual contents. The iPhone 16e, a USB-C to Lightning cable, a SIM ejector tool, only for non-eSIM regions, some documentation, no power adapter because, well, Apple. Now, let's take a closer look at the phone itself. Design and build. The iPhone 11 reincarnated? Holding the iPhone 16e in hand, it instantly reminds me of the iPhone 11. The device features a matte glass back with a metal frame, giving it a premium feel. However, there's something unusual about its appearance. The single camera setup in the corner feels like a blast from the past. The camera bump is slightly larger than previous e-models. The form factor and weight distribution make it feel slightly different in hand. This device seems like Apple's way of reusing old components from the iPhone 11, which makes sense from a cost-cutting perspective. But is this truly a modern device, or just Apple's way of rebranding an older iPhone? Display. An interesting mix of old and new. The iPhone 16e features a 6.1-inch LCD display, which is essentially the same as the iPhone 11's panel. If you're expecting promotion or 120 Hz refresh rates, you'll be disappointed because this phone still comes with a 60 Hz display. What's missing? No OLED panel, which many mid-range phones now have. No dynamic island. Standard notch instead of a punch-hole camera. That being said, the display is still bright, colors are vibrant, and it's a good panel for everyday use. But for a phone priced at nearly $800 in some regions, this feels like a major letdown compared to competitors. Performance. Underwhelming or just right. The iPhone 16e is powered by the A18 Bionic chipset, but there's a catch. It's slightly underclocked and has one less GPU core compared to the standard A18 Bionic found in the higher-end iPhones. What does this mean for performance? Everyday tasks like browsing, social media, and video streaming feel smooth. Gaming performance is limited to 60 FPS due to the 60 Hz display. While the phone is fast and efficient, it doesn't feel as powerful as the flagship iPhones. The device comes with 8 GB of RAM, ensuring that multitasking is fluid. However, this is not a power user's device, and it certainly doesn't feel like a major step up in Apple's lineup. Battery life and charging. Efficient, but not exceptional. Battery life has always been an important factor, and thankfully, Apple has optimized power consumption well. The A18 chip is energy efficient, and the LCD screen consumes less power compared to OLEDs. This results in all-day battery life, but it's nothing groundbreaking. Charging speeds remain unchanged, and Apple still refuses to include a charger in the box. The phone supports wired fast charging up to 20W and MagSafe wireless charging. But in a world where Android phones are pushing 100W plus charging speeds, Apple's offering feels outdated. Camera, a single lens in a dual camera era? Now, here's where things get even more confusing. Apple has decided to equip the iPhone 16e with a single 12MP rear camera. Yes, in 2024, a single camera iPhone exists at this price point. Photos are good, but nothing special. Portrait mode works using software processing. Lacks ultra-wide or telephoto capabilities. Night mode is decent, but not groundbreaking. For video, the iPhone 16e can still shoot 4K at 60 FPS and thanks to Apple's image processing, video quality is surprisingly good. However, features like cinematic mode and ProRes video are missing. Is this a deal breaker? For camera enthusiasts, absolutely. But for someone who just wants a simple iPhone that captures decent photos and videos, it might still be acceptable. Software and features. What's new? The iPhone 16e runs iOS 18 out of the box, bringing all the latest features Apple has introduced, such as AI-powered Siri improvements, new iMessage enhancements, smarter widgets and customization options, improved battery management features. However, there's nothing exclusive about the iPhone 16es software. It's just standard iOS, and that's both a good and a bad thing. Who should buy the iPhone 16e? After spending time with the iPhone 16e, I have mixed feelings. Apple seems to have taken a very safe approach with this device, but the pricing makes it difficult to justify. White heavy checkmark, buy it if you love Apple's ecosystem and want an affordable entry point. You don't care about multiple cameras. You prefer a smaller, lighter iPhone with good battery life. Cross mark, avoid it if you want a flagship level experience. You need a high refresh rate display. You expect modern features like multiple cameras and ultra-fast charging. Final verdict. A nostalgic yet confusing release. Apple's iPhone 16e is an odd device that feels like a repackaged iPhone 11 with minor tweaks. If it were priced at around $500 to $600, it would make more sense. However, at nearly $800, it struggles to justify its existence. Would I recommend it? Only if you specifically need an iPhone at this price and don't mind missing out on modern features. Otherwise, there are much better options in Apple's lineup, or even outside of it.